Hair and beard dyes are a very common solution to a very common and annoying problem in the men's grooming space. More specifically, the graying of hairs in our beard, eyebrows, and hair that can cause us to look many years older than we may actually be. And unfortunately, if you're a man that prematurely suffers from these gray hairs, then you may be looking into beard dyes and hair dyes and how to use them to get back that youthful appearance so that your look can match the way you feel. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. There is, however, something we have to explain about hair and beard dyes first, because there are risks when it comes to using them, and they may be more serious than you might think. So today we're going to be talking about 3 reasons why you should not dye your hair and beard, as well as some other solutions that you can use that are more natural, safer, and just give you better overall results. So let's just jump right into it. Now, the first reason you shouldn't dye your beard, this is probably the most serious one, and that is the possibility of allergic reaction. Everyone's skin behaves differently, and everyone is sensitive to different things, different material. And it just so happens to be that a relatively large proportion of the male population out there is allergic to certain chemicals that are found in hair and beard dyes. And the 3 biggest perpetrators that are almost universally found in hair and beard dyes are ammonia, hydrogen peroxide, and PPD. Essentially, the ammonia opens up the protein layers in the hair which allow the dye to soak through. The hydrogen peroxide then strips your hair of its natural coloring, and the PPD bonds to the hair to color it. And according to studies and an article in 2020, PPD is a natural allergen that can cause contact dermatitis. And the other ingredients, unfortunately, aren't much better. Now, unfortunately, disrupting the natural proteins in your hair follicle itself is going to cause your hair some damage. And you're gonna have to actually take special care to replace the lipids and fat that get stripped away from these chemicals. And that kind of brings us to the second point we have as to why you just shouldn't use hair and beard dyes in general, and that is damaged hair. After using hair and beard dyes, hair tends to get dried out, thin, they often split at the end just like any kind of dry hair does, and ultimately because of the chemicals used that are supposed to penetrate the hair follicle in beard dye, then unfortunately the damage will be done to both inside the strands of your hair and the outside. So although you may get permanent results in terms of color, there's also kind of a cost-benefit thing going on there in terms of the permanent damage you're going to do to that hair until it regrows out. At which point the benefit of the permanent color kind of becomes negligible because you will have seen the roots anyway. And that all brings me back to the third and final point as to why you should not use hair and beard dyes, and that is the general results you get from them. After all, you are just using one paste that you mix throughout your hair and beard. You typically end up with results that are a little too consistent, a little too perfect. We often call them shoe polish results. Your beard naturally has discrepancies within the hair and the hair colors. Not every hair is going to be perfectly the same color. For example, I have many brown hairs in my beard, I have many red hairs in my beard, and it is scattered throughout. Now, if I were to use any kind of beard dye to cover all of my beard hair, let's say I just wanted a darker color, then everything would be colored uniformly. It would just look not natural. Beards naturally have distinct characteristics, so you want to be able to choose where the color goes and how opaque you want the color to be. And that is something that is insanely difficult to do with hair and beard dyes because you do not get to see how the beard looks until after you wash out the solution and after the dye has penetrated the hair follicle and permanently stained that hair. So in a perfect world, you would be able to see immediately after applying just how dark and how the color looks like where you apply the solution to your beard. But that just doesn't happen with hair and beard dyes because you have to mix the paste, apply it, and then wait for 5 to 10 minutes before washing it out and then seeing what the color is done, at which point it's already too late. So now let's talk about some solutions to these problems. The biggest one is to find beard coloring solutions and maybe not exactly beard dyeing solutions. Beard coloring solutions are typically things that are more natural because they don't have to penetrate the hair follicle. All they do is tint or stain the outside of the hair. They may not last as long as beard dye because beard dye is permanent, but the hidden benefit of that is that it can be removed if you don't like the way the color is applied, and it can be reapplied again. Not only that, but you don't have to mix a paste and apply it to all of your beard to get even color. You can choose where to brush on the color and how dark or opaque you want that color to be. That means that if you want to leave some little gray around your chin for that cool salt and pepper look, you can do that. And the other benefit to that is you can see how the color looks the moment after you brush the color on, without having to wait or watch wash anything out or anything like that, you can brush on the color and it will show you exactly how that color looks at exactly that point in time, and it'll stay that way. And if you don't like it, you can take it off, and it's safe for skin and eyebrows. So just something to keep in mind, Volt's Instant Beard Color is natural, hypoallergenic, and we fully stand behind that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something about beard dyes, why you typically shouldn't use them, or if you do use them, how you can better prepare yourself for the possible damaging effects they have. If you want to learn more on the subject, we've got articles in the description below as well as links to the products I mentioned. Please hit like and subscribe if you want to see more cool videos on more interesting things about beards, men's grooming, men's lifestyle, anything like that. And leave us a comment below if you've had any kind of experience with beard dyes and what that experience was. I've been Austin from Volt Life Proof Grooming. I will see you in the next video.